Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you try to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
Hey, welcome back to Nerd TV for another RSR Next Generation Cup Series race, live from the simulated Talladega SuperSpeedway, where these RSR Next Generation Cup Series drivers are going to go 85 laps here for the Nerditudes 225. We sponsor all the super speedways, so that's our bargain on the deal here. But here we go. Here's the weather. 91 on the surface, 74 in the skies. It's a little bit hotter than what we've seen in the past few weeks. About 50% humidity, partly cloudy, 7-mile-an-hour winds. Car should be pretty stable tonight. Will we see 4 wide, 6 rows deep like the actual Cup Series drivers? Probably not, but that'd be kind of cool regardless. And, well, We're gonna figure that out in about 9 laps or so as these guys are into qualifying. But anyways, my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, aka Birthday Bo. Oh, he did put a graphic. Oh, wait, hold on.
Surprise! It's the head nerd
I'm
in charge here.
I'm so
I
confused.
I know I tricked you by saying goodnight. I just wanted to hop on and wish the old man a very happy birthday. Um,
Thank you.
that's why I
very
didn't say
sweet
anything.
surprise.
That's why I didn't text you. And this has been planned since last night. So actually,
amazing.
before last night. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pass the headphones back off to Ballistic.
I'm digging the green glasses. They match the headset. That's beautiful.
And you can't see, but I got the green hair going on too. I
Hey,
gotta
look at
re-dye it, but you gotta do the nerd choose green. Okay, well, here's
right.
Ballistic, and have a very, very happy birthday.
Thank you. I will.
Bye.
Thank you. And bye. Well, they're gonna do power shift here as he's getting his headset back. And what a surprise! He put a birthday cap on my head, birthday balloons, text. Look at this. Look at this. What a guy.
Well, I told you that's what the bet was. You called the bet on Sunday. You sat here and said something about birthday. So I was like, you know what? We're going to deck this guy out for his 34th birthday, my man. So happy birthday from all the nerds at Nerditudes to you, my man.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, Mother Nature actually gave me the best birthday gift. They gave me 2 work days free. They took me off Wednesday and Thursday. So, you know, that's kind of cool. Category 5 storm headed my way. No problem whatsoever. Thankfully, it shipped a little south past update, so that's looking a little more promising, at least for the eye of the storm, but I'm still going to get blasted regardless. But that's not what you guys are here for. You're going to have my birthday cap on here until we probably go race time at this point, because we went live on qualifying, so it'd be kind of shameful to take your graphics that you so awesomely worked on to be removed within a minute. So let's just keep this going through this qualifying session.
All right, I'm down with that.
Yeah, well, I can't let you just not. So on top of the board right now, after 13 times posted, is my driver, or our driver, my paint scheme, Brandon Gagnon. He's actually just got, yeah, he's still P1 it looks like on my end. No, actually, no, I take that back. My board's all flipped over too. I'm all flipped over, period. It's a new year for me. He's P12. Nolan Potter, though, in the 34, he's P1. That's actually correct. And that's at a 53.012. Timothy Watson, 021. Kevin Ruff, 047. A lot of drivers just look at top 10, top 11, or even the top 12 now as they keep filing in. They're all within the same tenth of a second bracket.
Oh, yeah, top 14, so it's super close. I'm like you, though. You know, we've seen it in the Cup, guys, and it was, just a thing of beauty to see. I have never seen that at Talladega, but 4 wide for like 10 rows deep. It almost looked like it was a formation lap, like you would see the World of Outlaw sprint cars do, but it wasn't. It was at 190 plus mile an hour. It was a crazy thing to see. I'm curious to see if these drivers, can get it done. The draft package in this car can be kind of sketch sometimes, kind of rough. We've seen that choo-choo train on the top side. Are we going to see that tonight? But I have seen a number of drivers, Jeremy, working it in practice, and it seemed like that bottom line was getting organized. And if they can get organized along with the center line, it seems like all of these lanes are pretty equal depending on how organized they get.
I wish the draft package would allow 4 wide. I know people aren't going to try it. It's just not worth it. It's playoff season, but man, that'd be kind of cool to see 4 lanes open 100% up here at Talladega. I don't care if they had 20 drivers, 10 drivers, it doesn't matter. They got 28 entries in here. So give us at least 2 rows, 4 wide. That'd be kind of sweet. I see Dalton Wicker in and out of the car on the YouTube side saying, HBD Jeremy, happy birthday. Appreciate you, man. Couldn't tell if you're just joining in. You see this hat over on
other side. There you go.
It's always impossible to tell. And then somewhere down here, click follow, like, subscribe. I mean, that's my birthday text. But we're 21 entries taking time so far now. Top 16, all within that 0 second. It is fixed setup, so it's kind of similar, but we know it's still difficult to qualify here, not based off of driver talent, but the lane, the line that you choose off the corner exit, keeping that wheel as steady as possible, reducing friction as you're taking your lap. That's the real difference there. And it looks like everyone's kind of on the same page on how to get that done.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is not scrubbing speed. Let the car kind of do what the car's gonna do. The more you fight it, the more speed you're scrubbing. Something else too, Jeremy. I know you mentioned it in pre-race. There is a little bit of wind as well, and wind does play a factor at these draft tracks. So depending on whether it's a crosswind, a headwind, if it's a headwind, it's gonna slow you down depending on how you're doing it. So trying to figure out a way to cut through that wind is a big time. If it's a crosswind, when you're going down that super stretch on the back, it can sit here and really force that car to drift up and down. And it can slow your times down. So that's something drivers have to try to work with at these tracks. But we all are fully aware, Jeremy, that it's not entirely where you start at these restrictor plate tracks. It's where you finish. We've seen it time and time again. We ourselves have actually done it. Started in the back and we've trucked up and we're battling for the lead within 3-4 laps in a full field. So it's a chess match, 110% a chess match.
Absolutely is. That is for sure here. And they got our points updated for us. They're being nice to us and keeping that updated. So we got 16 drivers still in the hunt right now. I think the cutoff bracket is 12, if not 8. It's hard to tell. They have 4 races left, 3. I'm going to say they go 8. So let's go 16-8. So on the bubble right now, Nolan Potter, he's at a 50-90 for his overall point count. Gage Winslow looking to get in. Dustin, he's 1 point back.
Ooh.
At 36 car. He's literally 1 point away. So whoever finishes in front of one another, that's your tiebreaker there. Robert Fitzpatrick, he's in, 3-way tie. So it's going to be Ryan Bean, Adam Boughton, Robert Fitzpatrick, all at a 5-1-11. So that's going to be 21 points ahead of Nolan. I think they're locked in. That's a big difference to make up. So with that being said, Brandon Gagnon in 10th looking to get in. He's 50-73. That's going to put him a difference of 16. You got 28 entries.
It's doable.
It's doable. So the main lookout, though, is Nolan Potter versus Gage Winslow. The 34 versus the 36. That's going to be the 2 numbers to watch out for tonight. That's
and the 34 is currently slotted at the top of the timing charts right now. So he's definitely got the best place to start dealing with the least amount of traffic. So that's a good thing. Michelle Rittenberry in the chats. Thank you for joining back, Michelle. We've missed you. Says, hey, guys, happy birthday, Jeremy, and let's go, Kevin.
Let's go, Kevin Lee Ruff. He's got a chance here. P4. Of course, it's Talladega. Anyone's got a chance, but he does pretty well at these I won't say it, Dustin. These restrictor plate tracks.
Don't do it.
They don't have them on the cars anymore, but it's still a staple. You have to call it that. Restrictor plate track. Anything else? Not.
That's right. On a side note, Jeremy, before we get going, you do have something that you need to discuss, a league matter that's very serious and near and dear to everybody that takes part in RSR. But Jeremy, I'll let you take it away.
Oh, okay. He's going to flip the script on me. Okay. So I have a line here, and was it 3 days ago, right?
Correct.
I want to get that timeline correct. Matt Upbrook, a member of RSR Next Generation Cup Series. Not sure how, but he has passed away, is no longer with us, unfortunately. So hate to start a race with a bad note, but we wanted to get a shout out to his family. Mallory, Maddox, Tracy, and the rest of the Matt's family. That's just in general. The watching or not does not matter. If you keep them in your thoughts and prayers at this time, 3 days ago, and services in a couple of days from now, it sucks. You hate to see it. And we've been with this league for 2 years almost. So it's just keep Matt Upbrook and his family in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully everything can just stay calm as best as you can, and do what you got to do on that end, but send them some shout outs. Just keep them your thoughts. But Dustin, it is race time as well here. These guys are all lined up on the grid here for the start of the Nerditudes 225. First up on row 1, Nolan Potter and Richie Coy is going to start this race here tonight. Row number 2, Timothy Watson in 3rd. Kevin Lee Ruff starts in 4th in row 2. Row 3, Ryan Bean. And, well, race control, I think that's Lester. He should be racing. His name is Race Control on the tower, so he's going to be 6th place. Row 4 will be Zach Strenthal. 8th place, Adam Boughton. Row 5 will be Jack Simpson in 9th. Gino Mero in 10th. Row 6, Harold Watkins in 11th. Nick Alford starts in 12th. Row 7, Bob Fitzpatrick in 13th. Christopher James starts in 14th. Row 6, Nathan Campbell in 15th. Gage Wenzel in 16th. And that's your other playoff bubble driver, so watch out for that 36. Row 9 will be Jonathan Cogswell in 18th. Brock Potter. Row 10 will be Brandon Gagnon. 20th place, Alexander Hodge. 21st, Tony Ludi. 22nd, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. 23rd, and everybody else on back, sorted by I rating, not time. That'd be Corey Denk, Dalton Wicker, Jerry Culver, Michael Carter, Aaron Spear, and Travis Strachny is your 28th and final driver here tonight. Starting this thing, we got a half a lap left. Remember, it's 85 laps. We're probably going to see 2 green flag pit stops if it goes flag to flag without a caution. And we saw this race on Sunday in trucks. We're going to see it again live from the Cup Series from RSR this time around. And it was a pretty eventful race Sunday. Dustin, do you think these guys top it?
I think they absolutely can. Do they have the skill and ability to? Absolutely, as long as they play it smart. Now, one thing we've seen in the Global Racing Truck Series on Sunday was patience. Patience. Driver showed a lot of patience. That's why the first caution didn't come out until like 26 laps left in the event. So, a lot of patience is what it's going to take, Jeremy. But we all know when it comes to Daytona and Talladega, that's really hard to follow the leader for 86 laps. But we're going to find out, Jeremy. These drivers can stand up to the challenge.
Who will be on top when this thing is all said and done? Who's going to avoid? Who's going to start the big one? We're going to find out together. Green flag is out. The Nerditudes 225 is underway. And the 34 with a decent start here on the bottom. Of course, he's got the double sim stamp / custom number 43. Timothy Watson right behind him here. And I feel like extra chrome was applied to Nolan Potter's car. I feel like it's just extra shiny for whatever reason. But, oh, Michael Sheffield's going to go to the back quick. Drops to the 3rd lane. And sayonara to the back you go. But Richie Coy and Kevin Ruff, Ford Mustang Power, going to propel themselves 1-2. Richie with a little block. Kevin Ruff's going to take that position from him. Fords lead the way.
Yeah, Fords lead the way, top and bottom line right now. So Kevin Ruff looking for a strong run. Slotted on the inside in front of your pole sitter, Nolan Potter. Looks like Adam Boughton looking to go to the outside. But Jeremy, I think this is a ploy to go to the back. Not an uncommon strategy for these drivers to move to the back like that. A lot of the times they will go back there just to ride it out. Try to get away from the big one. Try not to have what was dubbed the biggest big one in Talladega history for the real Cup guys, involving 28 cars. Only 13 did not sustain damage in the real life guys, and these drivers at RSR do not want to replicate that. So a lot of these drivers trying to play it safe as we are working lap 2, coming around to start lap 3, Jeremy.
The biggest big one, and you can also say it's the most expensive big one of all time, because these cars are not getting cheaper. They're getting more expensive, over $250,000 per car, 28 cars damaged. You do the numbers. That's a lot of numbers on that calculator after you add all that up. But here we go to complete lap 2, 34. Nolan Potter leading the lap. Looking at Gage Wenzel. Remember, he's fighting the 34 here. He's in 10th. He's already moved up 6 positions. He needs to get himself a lap lead to give himself a better chance. But right now, it's a little bit of a stalemate on the bottom, but the top, a little volatile. We got the 43 now, Timothy Watson. He's around Richie Coy, who was leading the lane here. A couple laps to go, and now he's going to follow suit 4th, 5th place. Still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through here to complete almost lap number 3.
Yeah, a little bit of a wobble there out of the 43 of Timothy Watson as he was coming down. Got looked like a little too close for comfort, for his comfort level to that inside lane, and came back up. He was right alongside, but big momentum push from that top side. Richie Coy giving a big push. Oh, Timothy Watson goes up the track. He's going to go into that 3rd lane, and it's going to be a choo-choo train on by him as he is the lone car on that 3rd lane.
Yeah, so far it's proven not to be a thing. Oh, there's a checkup in the back. Nolan Potter, or not, sorry, Adam Boughton really had to move to the high side real quickly. Now they're 3 wide because you see damage on the 14's nose.
Oh, there is damage. That is caved in.
Yeah, Travis pushed in a lot. That splitter is pulled up off the ground.
We're going to go
drastic
rewind.
happened. Who's got their rear end damage?
Oh, right there. It's going to be the 80.
All right, Jonathan Cogswell and the number 80.
So there was a huge checkup. So they were coming off turn 2, going down the super stretch. Oh, huge checkup as he sat here and bumped Ludi that was in front of him, and he had just no time to react, Jeremy. And that's what caused that stack up that caused Adam Boughton to go to the high side, and that's what caused that front nose damage. So right now, Jeremy, there's a lot of front nose damage on the front nose of that 14 of Strogeny as we go drone camera and look at that. So he is, in order to try to help out, he has got to stay tucked up behind somebody because that thing is just going to be like a sheet of plywood right now. There is no aerodynamics to that as it's flat and it can caved in.
Nah, you removed a lot of downforce by propping up the splitter on the front of the car there. It's a big parachute on the YouTube side. Nerd Esports latest driver, Steve Rita. Long time friend of ours. Saying happy birthday, Stanley. Appreciate you, man. And as soon as we talk about that, Dustin, look at a 3 wide. Can we get 4 wide? Please, please. That'd be so awesome to see. Right now, we're seeing some good 3 wide action here. I don't see Brad Keselowski in the track tonight, so I think we're safe.
Oh, absolutely safe. And that inside line just lost all kinds of momentum, and it seemed like it was the high line. They had all the momentum, followed by the middle line, and then we had a couple cars dive down on that inside line. That was going to be Nolan Potter there, and now the inside lane seems like it's got all the momentum, and look at that. That middle lane just falling back. Have a couple drivers. That's going to be Bean, and Schrinthal drops to that middle lane to see if we can get some momentum going there.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of cars up there, but there's just no momentum. And so it's going to quickly dissipate here. See the 21, he bails. He goes to the bottom.
24 Simpson does as well.
Jack Simpson, yet quickly passes the 98 here on the back straightaway. Nick Alford dropping back quite a bit. He was 7th place that last lap. He's clearly outside the top 10. Coming to line this time by. Looking at toward the front, you still see the 34 Nolan Potter. Kevin Ruff has not left that bumper since he has found it. Gonna be across the line. Looks like the 36 is kind of stalled out around that 8th, 9th, 10th place. There's not too much passing going on inside the top 5, Dustin, so we're just he's kind of biding his time here and just playing the patience game. You talked about that in the pre-race.
Yeah, and that's half the battle, Jeremy, is making it to the end. I mean, racing up here and leading laps, that's great. You know, you get screen time, but I feel we do a pretty good job of working all the way through the field and giving everybody screen time. The biggest thing is making it to the end. Those laps led don't mean anything if you have a busted, beat-up car behind the garage as you're walking out of the simulated infield care center. Doesn't do any good. So, you know, these drivers, a lot of them kind of playing that patience game. But, Jeremy, early on, I've seen a lot of movement, a lot of shifting, a lot of bobbing, and we're seeing it right now. Cars just swapping lanes, going back and forth, trying everything they can to figure out where they need to be. But I can guarantee you right now, these drivers that are on the bubble for points, they know where they're at, and they know where their competition that they need to finish ahead of is at right now. Gage Wenzel is perfectly aware of where Nolan Potter is at, and vice versa. Nolan Potter is perfectly aware of where Gage Wenzel is at right now. So these drivers, there's like 3 or 4 different races and battles going on in their head, and not just the ones on the track.
Yeah, 100% here. The high side, basically, they're just going to follow Nolan Potter around this place. Doesn't matter where Nolan drives. He's going to be carrying that momentum with him. That 34's got a good head of steam, doing a good job keeping a solid wheel, maximizing where he can, even on the top. You see Scopoline has said it right.
You did!
It's because it's a new age for me. I'm 34, not 33, so I've graduated. He's saying lots of 3 wide at Talladega on Sunday. Just came back from it. And welcome back to it. You're still seeing 3 wide on your screen now. These boys are not letting you down. Oh, look at Gage. He knows what's up. He's going to make some moves. He's going to be 3 wide. But he gets a little parachute action. He's going to get caught by Jack Simpson up in the middle lane here. 3 wide for about 7th through about 16th. And it goes back 2 wide here. Some good stuff so far.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind too, Jeremy, I talked about multiple battles going on. Teammates of drivers that are in points battles know exactly where their teammates are at as well. And I'd have to say that's why you see Stealth Motorsports drivers Ryan Bean and Zach Schrittenthal committing to the rear bumper of the 34 of Nolan Potter, Jeremy. These drivers and teams are not dumb. They know what they're wanting to do, and they want to try to get as many team drivers in the next round of playoffs as what they possibly can. So that's also something to keep in mind. But Jeremy, we got a little bit of momentum switch coming on right now. That bottom lane starting to come in. Brock Potter with big pushes from Gage Wenzel now. First attempt we've seen at Gage Wenzel putting pressure and getting past the 34 of Nolan Potter. These two were in a very tight points battle for playoffs. So first time we've seen these two side by side really battling it out.
If the 36 can somehow get clear of the 34, he will jump to the top and try to lead a lap. Better mark my word on that one. They're going to complete lap 11 now. At the line, it's going to be barely to the 34. Yeah, by 14 one-thousandths of a second there. Inside lane kind of falls away slightly through turns 1 and 2. We're going to take a quick moment here to shout out our series sponsor here, BestOne Tire and Service. So if you're looking for tire repairs, automotive repairs, anything automotive related, period, and if you're in their area, BestOne Tire and Service is going to hook you up with great service and great product and everything in between. So head yourself to bestonetire.com today. Look up the store finder if they're within your area. Definitely check them out. Kevin Ruff works there. He honestly believes that they're one of the best shops to go to around. So once again, that's bestonetire.com.
Yeah, been a series supporting sponsor for the last 2 seasons as we ride on board the BestOne Tire and Service Ford Dark Horse Mustang, piloted by none other than Kevin Ruff himself. Currently working that inside lane, and Jeremy, he has not really left that inside lane since he found his way down there. He is committed.
Saving fuel. If you have a large enough tank and you feather the throttle enough, you can save an extra lap. And you drive around the shortest way around the track, which is the bottom, you can save a lap. So that's probably something that the 99 has had in his game plan and his cards since the drop of the green flag 13 laps ago. Looks like for a moment in time, the 36 might have had room to cut across the 34, but off the backstretch, that hole closed up real quick. Nolan Potter still leading the charge, and he actually gets that lap led with great momentum and a great help from that flat pink and black car. Number 28, Ryan Bean, as he's now moved himself into P3.
Yeah, the momentum on that top side, though, you see it right off a corner exit. You see how strong they are. See bump drafts both from the 36 of Wenzel and the 28 of Bean. And you see where the inside lane prevails going into the corner there. That's where they're going to come forward. But you're going to see the momentum shift on this high side as they're going to sit here and pull forward. You see Adam Boughton leading the charge on that inside lane right now. But Jeremy, it looks like that very far inside has got the momentum right now. Right now, Kevin Ruff is almost up to par with the 34 of Nolan Potter.
I said, mark my words, the 36 can move up to the top. Does he bring some friends? They're too far behind right now. He can't move to the top. He needs some help. So he's kind of stuck there in the bottom. The 24 maybe signaling. It is signaling, and just like that, the 36 has the help he finally needs. And then he blocks the 34, little control of the draft. He does cut in front of the 4 with that assistance. So Gage Winslow trying to lead the lap here to put himself back par with the 34 of Nolan Potter. We're going to see who gets it this time. This is your bubble race. They're P1, P3. And it's going to go to the 36 this time. So he gets himself a lap lead on lap 15.
Yeah, that was good work there. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there watching, I am pretty sure the 36 of Wenzel and the 24 of Simpson are teammates. So that was a well-executed signal by the 24 of Jack Simpson to let his teammate Wenzel know, go high, I'll go with you to give you the push. And that is exactly what Gage needed to get up to the top spot, Jeremy. And now that inside lane has got a commanding lead. But part of it is because there is some formation of a middle line starting to go on, and that is going to suck some of the speed off that top side.
Yeah, 100% there, and they cannot recover since they lost that ground. But this time off of 4, I'm starting to see that momentum kind of go back to the top. When we get to the tri-oval, though, there's no momentum to be had up there, so you kind of just stall out a little bit. But let's see what the 34 does here off turn 2. This will be interesting, see if you can get back door to door with 36 to try to regain the lead. The 34 has the most laps led through the first 16 laps of this 85 lap event. They're right above that second white dashed line lane. They get to the 99. They're going to get to the 4. And you're seeing out the back bump of the 36. Can they get there? No. They're going to stall out right at the 4, door to door there. And then just like that, the 36 is going to pull away again. So it looks like he's going to log quite a few laps as your race leader.
Absolutely. And Stephanie Hunt on the YouTube chat, who said, go, Gage, go, did confirm that, yes, Gage Wenzel and Jack Simpson are indeed teammates. So that was a well-executed signal that Gage picked up from his teammate, Jack Simpson. And you see the ending result. 36, Gage Wenzel up front leading that inside lane with a lot of help from the 4, Brock Potter. Jeremy, since Gage Wenzel dropped down in front of Brock Potter, Brock has stayed latched to his inside. And Jeremy, look at this battle we got going on right now that's between the middle lane and the high lane. That's middle lane being led by Gino Morrow, and these drivers are starting to go, oh, the 34, Nolan Potter comes down to the middle lane now, right in front of Gino Morrow. So that killed any momentum that he possibly had, because that was a slow merge going from top uptown to midtown.
Remember, this 71 is on a hot streak here. Came in about 2.5 months ago to the RSR scene. Found himself in the top 10 to start his first month here. And in the past 2 of the 3 races, back-to-back wins for the 71, 2 and 3 weeks ago. I'm sure he wants to continue that by maybe getting another W here tonight. 3 wide, 3rd, 4th, 5th place. Exiting turn 2, the 36-34. 34 takes the lead back from Gage Wenzel. He's going to go back to the bottom, now potentially 3 wide for the race lead.
Yeah, you see big push there from Ryan Bean, or to Ryan Bean from Zach Schrittenthal there. So they're going to move down to that middle lane right now in front of the 71 of Gino Morrow. That leaves the top lane completely open now for about 4 cars deep. Currently being led by the 21 of Christopher James. You see Jack Simpson jumps to the high side. He's trying to get around a number of these drivers right now. Help is on the way in the form of Christopher James. And right now, Gino Morrow, the lone car in that center lane. He is going to go back. Bye-bye, straight to the back without any help whatsoever. And literally, when I say no help, there is no help. It's either the bottom lane or the top lane. And there is no room for Gino to enter in.
He's getting no help, period. His internet didn't even help him. He started blinking out massively, and so when you do that, you kind of lose the draft as well. So the sucker hole fully engaged for Gino. And just like that, top 3 to outside the top 15 you go without any fault of your own. That's super speedway racing at its finest, or in his case, not the finest. Coming across the line here. Race leader Ryan Bean, 2nd lap led here this evening. 24 Jack Simpson trying to get himself a lap here, up 7 spots into 24. He's going to break free of the 28. Does he cross over or keep with the 21 Christopher James? He stays to the 2nd lane. Big shove coming from the 21. Keeps him propelled ahead of the 28.
Yeah, Richie Coy looking. They left that inside or that middle lane open there. Richie Coy thought for a moment, had to backpedal out. You got a lot of momentum. 3 cars on the top side, led by Adam Boughton right now. Boughton leading that 3-car charge with the 77 of Aaron Spear behind him and the 8 of Michael Carter. Now you see Richie Coy jump to the top side. So you see a lot of lane shifting right now as drivers are trying to figure out where that momentum is at. And Jeremy, that's probably one of the hardest things to figure out is where that momentum is at, because momentum can appear to be in a certain lane and it can be gone just as quick as it appears.
Absolutely. Here, I'm doing another shout out here. It's hard to do it at Talladega because there's action all over the place, but we're going to ride on board the 19 Richie Coy Victory Fuel. Load of electrolytes, absence of caffeine, and low sugar content makes it the perfect drink to keep you hydrated and energized. If you saw me in the pre-race, I'm drinking Purple Potion. It is easily top 10 favorite drink of all time. It is so good. No caffeine, no carbonation, so it's really smooth, got good flavor, and it's healthy for everyone. Packed with, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 5 different vitamin Bs, vitamin A and vitamin D. Electrolytes keep you a little energized, no coloring, it's all natural stuff. So if you're looking for a really tasty drink that's healthy, you can drink plenty of it, it won't hurt you one bit. Head yourself over to drinkvictory.com. RSR is going to be your promotion code. It's going to save you 10% off.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff out of Victory Fuel. Partnered with RSR, obviously partnered with Richie Coy. I know they are on the 88 of Tony Ludi. They're on the 24 of Jack Simpson. I've seen that on the rear end there. They're on a lot of different cars here, and of course, they are partnered with the Nerds. So that was a close call. Jack Simpson cut up in front of the 19 of Richie Coy there. Almost a last minute too close of a call. A little bit of a bobble there while they tried to sit here and get going. But right now, that middle lane, Jeremy, well, as it sits right now, it's the highest lane on the track, trying to get something going. But Adam Boughton, with that momentum run between himself, the 77 of Aaron Spear, and the 8 of Michael Carter, they went from the top side run down to the middle and cleared Ryan Bean to take the top 3 spots on that inside lane.
That's twice now Jack Simpson has made a late call in front of Richie Coy. Richie probably scratching his head. At the same time, he has to work with them to get back to the front here. Coming across exit turn 4. This will complete the end of lap 24. So we're about a third of the way through this Nerditudes 225. We have pit stops coming up soon. We're going to take our first picture-in-picture. We'll be back before the start of the green flag pit stops. And back full screen here. I say we're going to come back before green flag pit stops, but they literally the next lap formed to the bottom and dropped down. So I apologize. We have to come back after the green flag pit stops here. They're still cycling through. We had our final pit stops last lap. So I think as soon as they cross the line, we're going to fire up the Waterford Concepts LLC top 10 recap. And we're going to start with this man who dropped to the back very early in the race, spring-loaded himself, and launched back to lead right before pit stop. So that's Adam Boughton in the 94. 8th the first, but he's been as low as, I think, 20th in that 94. Second place, Zach Schrentenall, up 5 positions here, giving a bad bump to the 94, shaking them left and right. A little check up now through the field. But Zach been pretty strong inside the top 10 so far for the first 29 laps. Third place, Aaron Spear, up 24 positions in the 77. Have not really seen him do much here recently, but right now showing his strength at Talladega up until he comes down, almost crosses over the 28's nose as Ryan Bean wanted to make the pass. Got a little etch-a-sketch right there. We stay green. Fourth place, Ryan Bean. Also, this guy has been very consistent, actually inside the top 5 once he's found it. He did drop back momentarily from his starting place, but then has been kind of just living in this 5th place. Michael Carter, he was in the top 3 during the green flag pit stops. He's from 26th to 5th, so up 19 positions for the number 8 machine here. Very strong, impressive run from Michael Carter. 6th place, Richie Coy, down 4 spots, started 2nd. Now in 6th. You've seen him run some 2 wide, some 3 wide, contending for the race lead early on. Very good, strong performance so far for the 19. Number 4, Brock Potter. Remember a bubble driver with him and Gage Wenzel at the line this time. I said that's Nolan Potter. Sorry, Brock Potter, 7th place. He started 18th. He's up 11 spots. He's not the bubble driver. Don't mind me. I am not good at what I do. So he's doing a good job though himself. Travis Trogeny, up 20 spots. He's got the huge parachute on the nose of that car, but somehow the draft around him is keeping him propelled and not losing ground. So the 14 is doing an excellent job. He is currently in P8. P9, Gino Mero in the 71. Did not win. Well,
No, it's actually rough now.
he dropped back. He's on the top, and he's still blinking. He's falling back quick. So we're going to shift that to Kevin Ruff in the 99. Down 6 positions. Clean performance so far. Been sticking to the bottom this entire race through the first 31 laps. That's your 9th place car. Then your last place car in the top 10, Nick Alford in the 98, up 2 positions. Frontline Optics Toyota Camry. Been a pretty decent run. Nick has been in the top 10 all race long so far. And that is your Waterford Concepts LLC top 10 recap.
Yeah, and right now after pit stops, Jeremy, you can look at it as these drivers are racing. They are single file as they come off of turn 4 right now, coming to the start-finish line. They're going to sit here and come through the tri-oval, and literally everybody, Jeremy, single file in this group. There is not a single driver that is attempting to really go for a pass after, besides Gino Morrow on that one outside single car effort. It has literally been this group here, all single file. And Jeremy, I would say this is that patience game. They are looking to just get to the end of the race as it sits right now. That's what they're looking for.
They look like the state of Florida right now before the Thursday storm. This is exactly what this looks like as they stay single file. And just because they are doing this, this is a perfect opportunity to go turn up the twos. We're going to crank up the sounds, listen to these Gen 7 Cup cars go around Talladega Superspeedway. We'll be back in a couple laps. And that was Turn Up the Tudes. We're back full screen. Talladega SuperSpeedway for the Nerditudes 225. Currently on lap 38. And, well, nothing has changed. We are still single file for the majority of this field. We have the top 21 all in a train line formation on the back straightaway here. 22nd is 30 seconds back with a couple cars straggling with them, trying to remain on the lead lap. You see them. That's the 43, the 21, and the 88. Timothy Watson, Christopher James, and of course the number 88, Tony Ludi himself. And then you got this little group here, 3 cars. It's going to be the 12, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Brandon Gagnon, and Jerry Culver. These 3 guys just hanging on, 42 seconds back of your race lead. Looking off the back camera there. You can see the cars very, very faintly if you can see the black dot on your screen now out of the picture frame. That was your group of leaders, and they are moving a little bit quicker. There's the iRacing iFlag track map. You can see exactly where they're at on the track. Tri-oval now for this group of 3, exit of turn 4 for the leaders.
Yeah, these drivers here need a caution bad, and unfortunately, with the way that this group of 21 drivers is racing, look at the space given in between each and every driver. They are minimizing the chance of anything actually happening. The only one that was actually racing side by side was the 71 of Gino Morrow and the 80 of Jonathan Cogswell. They were side by side. Now you kind of see Nolan Potter was kind of looking, but comes back in line behind Corey Denk. So, and now we actually see some racing, Jeremy. So this increases the possibility of a caution, which those 2 smaller packs we've seen. That's the 21, the 88, and the 43. So that's James, Ludi, and Watson. And then further back being Fitzpatrick Sr., Gagnon, and Culver. Those 2 packs need a caution bad in order to do it. Otherwise, they are going to go a lap down. And then, Jeremy, if that does happen, then we're going to have 2 races going on. The race is going on right now for position, and then the race it'll be going on for first car 1 lap down to receive that lucky dog.
Yeah, 100% there. Starting to see a couple of cars in the back trying to do something. I just don't know. They're going to have to pick up a lot more help than just those 2. It's Gino Mero pushing the living hell out of the number 34, Nolan Potter. And they're progressing. You see the 36. There's your bubble versus bubble driver. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed. Gino is giving it 100% even through the corners, assisting Nolan Potter. Now check this out. Right before the line, the 34 is in 19th. At the line this time, moves them all the way up. The 13th, up 6 spots, and they're not done, Dustin. There's 1, there's 2. Man, look at this run. They're almost to the top 10 now, passing the 99 off the corner exit.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because these 2 drivers, they don't have to lift. The only one that really has to lift is going to be the 71 of Morrow. Everybody else that was on that inside lane, they were lifting to maintain space, and these drivers were just giving it everything, and now they've got more help. They have the 11 of Alexander Hodgento. You see the 80 of Cogswell's there. You have the 7 of Corey Denk is there, and the 17 of Dalton Wicker. They've all jumped to the high side, so now we have more high side momentum, starting to get a little bit more organized, and you can see the result right now. Look at this, Nolan Potter side by side with his teammate for P2. He's going to take P2, and he says, you know what, I'm not stopping there. Let's just take the whole dang field right now, as he went from the back to the front in about a lap and a half, Jeremy.
Oh, a crossover for Gino, going to abort mission, squeezes in somehow between the 94 and the 34. I thought he was going to get hooked, but now he's going to grab it to the back, and Gino had a lift momentarily with the 34, but he's found it. He's found a new partner in crime. He assisted him all the way from outside the top 20 into the top 5, and so it looks like he's going to stick with him for a little bit. But right now, Alexander Hodge in the 11, Looks like he's going to go from 7th to 1st in 1 lap. He's going to get himself a lap lead here. Jonathan Cogswell and that 80 car now P2.
Yeah, and what you're seeing is you're seeing these packs of cars that are working together, these 2-car tangos going on. We've seen it with Morrow and Nolan Potter. We've seen it with Hodge and Cogswell. We're seeing it with the Tiny Toes teammates as well. That's going to be Dank and Wicker. They're working on it, but they're able to get those good solid runs and moving down. Wicker moves down, Dank moves down. That's going to leave the 94 of Boughton and the 77 of Spear on that top side, but they still have help. You got teammates behind them. That's going to be Simpson and Wenzel are back behind them. And remember, Gage is working on trying to finish ahead of that 36 or 34, and he is ahead of that 34 on the track right now by 2 positions.
Turn number 1, going to turn 2. You see F1 drivers Dalton Wicker and his teammate Corey Dank, identical colors except for the roof number is the only variance between those two. They're leading the inside charge at about the 94. Has the whole car length and then some over the inside lane. Does someone drop from the top to the bottom? 77 Aaron Spear thought about it. He's going to stay put with the 94. Jack Simpson puts the nose down. He's going to bring his teammate Gage Wenzel 2x2 now for the race lead.
Absolutely 2x2 for the race lead right now. We're going to ride on board with Gage Wenzel. So yes, Ricky Bobby 89, we can get some driver perspectives right now as these drivers are battling side by side. Jeremy, this is some tough battling, working lap 46 of 85 right now. So these drivers are giving it everything they have. You can see that momentum on that top side. But right now, again, the track position coming up to pit stops is going to be so pivotal. I would expect pit stops, Jeremy, probably in about the next 12 to 15 laps is probably going to be that good call on that one there. Michelle Rittenberry says they are using that patience strategy. They really are, though. That's what it was for most of the time, was just patience. And look at this breakaway for 3 cars. And these 3 cars have worked together all night long. That's Boughton, Spear, and Carter. And look at the distance they have gapped on Jack Simpson, who has actually gapped his teammate Gage Wenzel.
He really has some big spacing happening within the top 5. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention to that particular race at the moment. I don't know why they split up, but they're going to get back together because of the draft. That's going to be no problem. And you're calling out pit road. Well, they all stopped on 26. So if you go times 2, that'll put them around lap 52. That's 5 laps from now. That's roughly when we're going to see everybody else come down for the second.
Math was not my strong suit, obviously. That or paying attention to the exact lap they pit on.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, guess what? We're going to have a 3rd green flag pit stop. I said they're going to do 2. If they can go 26 laps, they have to go 32, 33 to make it the rest of the way. So we're going to see a 3rd green flag round of pit stops here this evening if they stay green.
Absolutely. You're going to ride on board with Cogswell, who's second in line in the second pack here, and he's given the business to Gino Morrow's rear bumper as they are trying to get some momentum going to catch that lead pack there. Again, they do not want to have that much space in between this pack and the next pack when it comes to green flag pit stops, because then that means they got to try to push it even harder on pit road entry to try to make that ground up. So they are trying everything they can to try to get caught back up. That's why you see everybody in the second pack in a line. Not a single car on that top side in the second pack, Jeremy.
Yeah, they know they got pit stops looming real soon, so you're going to stay single file regardless. You don't want to get caught on the outside trying to hit down pit road entrance. You might be rejected and have to stay out by yourself, which that is crucial to not do at a super speedway racetrack. Adam Boughton comfortably leading things once more. Surprise for myself to see him out here. He dropped to the back, and then all of a sudden he's competing for the most laps led through the first 49 laps for the Nerditudes. 2:25. We got a couple laps left before we go to pit stops. So I'm going to take a time to shout out another partner that we have here that does not have a rotating commercial break. We touched base on the top 10 side of things. Waterford Concepts LLC is a leader in engineering, 3D printing, 3D scanning, and composite manufacturing. Focused primarily on automotive, RC, motors, and motorsport. Waterford Concepts is your shop to make ideas a reality. Find them on Facebook at Waterford Concepts. I should read the URL. Facebook.com/Waterford Concepts. Dustin, come get me. I'm not here right now.
That's all right, Jeremy. It's your birthday. We'll let it slide. It's okay.
Okay. I'll take that free pass, the get out of jail free card for the night.
Absolutely. It's always good to have those. And Jeremy, this second pack is catching that first pack in a hurry. They are there. They're going to have a full head of steam. Are they going to stay in line? My guess is they would stay in line. They're going to back it down with pit stops coming in the next lap or two. If you go based off of what they did, the smart thing to do is to stay on that inside lane, just how they did. So just like that, Jeremy, that pack of 9 just turned into a huge pack right now. As it goes all the way back to Nathan Campbell there in 21st. So that pack of 9 turned into a pack of 21, just like that.
And pit. Everybody except for Nolan, Potter, Zach Strenthal, and a few others, they're going to stay out. The majority of the field comes down this time on lap 51, almost exactly times 2 to the lap 26. First time around. Good pit stops for the majority. A couple cars driving through each other, so I might be a little hesitant on pit entrance. I didn't see anyone slide the box. Very good to see. And here's pack number 2, led by the 34 Nolan Potter. He's going to lead himself one more lap. They should be coming down pit road this time, I would highly imagine. Because we got a decent race off pit road. 4 wide. We had 5 wide last time. We got 4 wide this time. They're still 4 wide. Now they're 3. They got to file in 2. Still got to file in. Who's going to give? Who's going to take? Dustin actually stayed out one more lap.
They did. That's surprising. So they are pushing this as much as what they possibly can, Jeremy. That tells me some of these drivers possibly saving a little bit more. And it is entirely possible to save. This draft is an amazing thing. Jeremy, there's a number of times that you and I, for Nerd Esports, we have saved, 2 laps, 3 laps of fuel by 3/4 throttling it and still being able to maintain because that draft just propels you forward. So might have been a little bit of draft strategy there to try to save some fuel, is what these drivers are doing. But either way, Jeremy, they're still going to have to be another pit stop, because there's no way that these drivers can extend it out any more than that. So here they come for green flag pit stop number 2.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, Harold Watkins. Oh, and Richie Coy involved in that one there. This is going to be brutal. Oh! Richie Coy spins the 4 of Brock Potter around. We're going to have to go back and see exactly what happened on this pit road entry.
Yeah, that was pure frustration, I would imagine, for the 19 getting shoved deep into the grass, not his doing, and sends him back for another loop-de-loop. But we had 3 different incidences here. 19 slows down a little bit, so it allows the 4, but then you see the 2. He's going to lock it up first, go slideways to the right. And then we're going to see contact. We're 3 wide at that very kink of the entrance. It's going to tag the 23. And then in return, it's going to send the 4 and the 19 just to the outside of the 23. Nowhere to really go. Richie Coy not seeing exactly because he had the 4 directly to his inside. And then, well, there you go. Go cut some more grass, Brock Potter. And, yeah, that was pretty chaotic, though, of a pit entrance. Not what they wanted. This is going to break that pack up a little bit, including 34 of Nolan Potter. He is kind of outside the draft pack right now. 36 Gage Wenzel in the top 10.
Yeah, so that's huge implications on that one there. You see Schrenthal still on pit road. So, I mean, and that was tough. And that all started, it looked like it was the 14 Astrogenies. We're going to go back and take a look. He had a very shallow pit entry. Yeah, look at that pit entry. super shallow, 3 wide, trying to make everything up. And you cannot come in that shallow because your car, you're not going to be able to woe it down, and you're not going to be able to make that turn. You will not be able to, not with 2 cars on the high side. And that's what started that whole mess that took place behind, was that super shallow pit road entry by the 14 Estrogeny.
Yeah, 100% here. Nolan Potter has fallen out of the draft. So if we stay green, Gage Wenzel is in an excellent place to take over 8th place in the points, which I believe is for the final 2 races before the championship race. That is your in or not in situation.
And Jeremy, I got to shout out Michelle Rittenberry. She does not miss a beat. She supports our broadcast and what we put on, doesn't miss a beat, and says, ouch, that might create some beef, LOL.
She doesn't miss a beef.
Ha! Was zing. There it was.
I mean, it was there for the grabbings. I just had to take it and use it. Does not miss a beef. Michelle Rittenberry does not miss. And we're kind of looking at the broken up pack now. 7 cars, 6 cars. This is your race lead. Adam Boughton still controlling the way. Adam Spear, Michael Carter, Jonathan Cogswell, Gino Mero, Gage Wenzel. That's it. Right there. There's your top 6.
Yeah, the 83 in there is not for position, but he is currently holding on to that first car 1 lap down. So if something would happen, he has positioned himself in the perfect spot to get that lucky dog. But you can see the pack further back right now is trying everything they can to get things rolling on that high side more than anything. That's going to be Fitzpatrick Jr., and then behind him, that's going to be Fitzpatrick Sr. helping out Jr. Sr. again is a lap down, but is chasing the 83 of Gagnon to try to get on that first car 1 lap down. But these drivers, Jeremy, still need to get organized. They need to close up those gaps a little bit to try to maximize that draft as much as possible, but a lot of space between Kevin Ruff and the 14 of Travis Strogeny.
How much space you guessing? Well, 2.3 seconds is the difference between the front pack and the second pack here, as we have just under 30 laps to go. You've already said it. I think I've already said it. We still have 1 more round of pit stops to go, whether that be caution or green flag. They do not have enough fuel to make the distance. So we'll see who breaks down early, if they're going to run it to the end. I would imagine most of them will run the tank dry before they come down pit road. We're going to see this time at the line if the second pack, the larger of the 2, has made any progress on the top 6. Leaders cross the line now. Difference down 1/10. So the 6 front cars are faster than the back 8 or 9 cars by 1/10.
Yeah, back by 1/10. And again, they still got a lot of work to try to make some ground up on this one here. Doing a little shifting right now. You've seen a shot there from Dalton Wicker to the 36 of Gage Wenzel. We talked about Nolan Potter, Harold Watkins, and Richie Coy. So Watkins and Coy were involved in that pit road entry debacle from that shallow pit road entry from the 14. These 3 drivers, they are hanging on for dear life, but they need a caution, Jeremy, in order to close them back up. That is their only hope at this point in time. Jack Simpson out there by himself. Schrententhal, he's far off as well. And of course, Brock Potter, who is also involved in that pit road entry debacle.
Yeah, they're gonna need it. They lost. Well, we're gonna see what they do with the line next time. They actually gained 2/10. It's still not enough, but look at this. In front of the 94 now, he's actually got some tow. He's got help in front of him. They're a couple seconds off. There they go. They got 4 cars up ahead. This is actually going to help propel these 6 cars ahead of the second pack a little bit longer than originally anticipated here. This should take them close to the end of the green green flag run before pit stops for the final time, without that second pack catching them. 25 to go at the line this time. I'm going to shout out one of our newer partners, Brez Coffee Co. If you had that in the rotation, there it is.
If I have it
newest-
in the rotation, my man.
Yeah, he had birthday caps for me. He had special guests for me. Why did I question him on a simple graphic? I have no idea. But here you go, BestCoffeeCo.com. Essentially, a group of gamers was like, hey, we should make coffee that is designed and advertised toward gamers. And this is where they came up with Brez Coffee Co. Hence the logo and the letter B is actually a game controller. Tons of different flavors. Nerditudes has one in particular, churro flavored. You'll see the Nerditudes in on the top right of the package for the churro flavor. Dustin, it's so new. I know it's like sticky sweet joystick.
Sugary sweet joystick.
Sugary sweet joystick. There it is. That's the newest flavor to their lineup. Part of the partnership. We advertise them. They advertise us through their coffee flavors. And not just because they're a partner, but highly rated. We've already had a couple purchases right off the bat. Kind of cool to see. And churro, it's sugar and it's coffee. It goes hand in hand. So what's wrong with that? Pick yourself up one today. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and they have a plethora of other flavors as well. So pick yourself up some sugary sweet joystick or browse some of their other specialty coffee blends that they have. And again, that's at BrezCoffeeCo.com.
That's it. 23 laps to go. The difference is still 2.1 seconds between the top six and everybody else on back. Adam Bouton's almost to this group of 4 cars. They are just drafting them as best as they can. Now, the hindrance here, does the 4 cars up front, do they go to the top or do they stick to the bottom? If they go to the bottom, this is going to really slow down the top 6 running. So I was kind of curious to see how that unfolds itself. They're about 10 car lengths away. Draft full effect. Trial now. Nobody moving an inch as far as left or right is concerned. They are stuck to one another, maximizing their speed at the line this time. Difference is 2.3. So they gain 2/10. And they have to go to the top, Dustin. They are going to the top. This might affect them as they have to run the second groove through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and it very well could. You know what? It's the drivers on the bottom. They got every right to sit here and stick the lane that they have been running. And this is actually smart. So on the top side, with a well-established draft line, when you go to try to go from that top side after they pass you down to the bottom, it is hard sometimes to latch onto the draft. Whereas if you make them go to the outside and then force them to come down, it makes it easier for you to do exactly what those 4 cars just did and latch onto that draft and make this entire draft sequence even bigger now. So it's a well-played move by those 4 drivers. Now, does it slow down the top 6 that we're running there? Yeah, it does. But, I mean, it's all strategy, Jeremy. It was a well-played strategy by those 4 drivers there that went a lap down.
They're keeping 7th on back at bay, and now they have a much larger pack to work with. 10 cars instead of the 6 they had prior. 10 versus 9. So they got the numbers, they got the position on track, they've got the help they are desperately needing. This is going to be good. Who undercuts, who overcuts? Do they have issues like they did the last pit stop with the second pack that pitted? Or do they keep it clean? They got one more time to shine, do or die here for them. Still no cautions through 66 laps. Really impressive to see, Dustin, as we're looking on the rear camera, facing the 11 of Alexander Hodge here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, and what you're seeing, you've seen the 3 kind of drift up a little bit. What he's doing is he's giving the 11 as much room on the inside to try to cool that car off. So there's 2 temperatures these drivers got to worry about. Water temp and oil temp. And depending on which one is starting to raise will determine which part of the nose you need to peak out. You need your oil temp lowered, you're going to peak out to the left of the car in front of you. You need your water temp lowered, you're going to peak out to the right. And that's why you see these drivers kind of go back and forth behind the person they're pushing. It's not that they're not holding a solid line. They're doing temperature management at this point in time. And when you are stuck behind a car, as long as you have been like Alexander Hodge, temperature management is key.
As there still remains single file here. We have one more set of pit stops to come. I've already said that. We're going to take our final picture-in-picture. We'll be right back.
Everybody get up.
And back to full screen here. Cut that rotation a little short because green flag pit stops are underway for the final time here. 16 laps to go. The whole chat was led by the 94 and the 77 saying, hey, we're coming down pit road. And it, oh, no.
Woo!
Brandon Gagnon tried to cut across the 14's nose. That was so close. Able to save it. And only 4 cars this time on pit road. They're going to break that pack in half. But like I was saying, the 94, 77, they said first, we're coming down. And then it did not. They were on the bottom too, so they had all the time to do so. And now they're forced in a 4-car pit situation. Here's your remaining 6. They got to be coming down pit road this time, and that'll complete the cycle.
Yeah, and actually there's only one of these drivers that's, well, now 14 Estrajny is your race leader. The 3 drivers ahead of him are now at the tail end of the lead lap. They got their lap back the hard way. The 2 drivers behind, that is going to be James and Watson. They are a lap down. James currently holds the first car a lap down, and here comes the rest of everybody else coming down pit road. This is scheduled green flag pit stops. Last one of the night. Brandon Gagnon locking them up hard to bring it down, and that was close. But clean pit stops, Jeremy. That's going to be the name of the game tonight. And with 15 laps to go, we're about to see some crazy race in action because these drivers are going to be doing everything they can right now. Nolan Potter, Harold Watkins, Richie Coy, they're currently staying out right now, Jeremy. Remember, they were way off of the draft pack. 2 of those drivers had some run-ins there when it came to pit road green flag pit stops last time. So they're holding on. 34, Nolan Potter back to the top momentarily.
That was really close from Brandon Gagnon. Went back to watch the instant replay on my own end, and 55 at the line. So perfect stop for Brandon Gagnon there as he locked him up. As we're looking at the 34 here on the back straightaway. Current moment is your race leader, 23 Harold Watkins second, Richie Coy third. That's your only 3 cars in this pack, and this is for first, second, and third momentarily, as you're yet to make that pit stop. We're going to see, so I wanted to, didn't forget about you, Michelle Rittenberry. I know you just said you love coffee right before that break. Gonna have to try it. Well, if you love churros, you're gonna love this coffee, guaranteed. Kind of made a reference to us to the slap shop there. You're gonna love the coffee.
Gonna love the coffee, absolutely. So my question is, Jeremy, is when did these three drivers come down pit road? We know they cannot make it the rest of the way. Do they try to hold out and hope that there's going to be a caution? If they've got the fuel, that might not be a bad strategy. If they've got the extra virtual Sunoco race fuel in the tank to do it, to see what happens, knowing that a lot of these drivers are all bunched up, hoping that maybe a caution happens and they can try to slingshot past there, because otherwise if they come down pit road, they're going to go a lap down. They just crossed the start-finish line at this point in time. They come down pit road, they're going to be down and out. So they got to try to hope. A number of these drivers, Jeremy, still hoping for that first Boomer Button Box caution of the evening for the Nerditudes 225 here at Talladega.
Yeah, these three guys need a caution. If they pit, which they're going to have to pit, there's literally no way. They pitted on 53. That's a 33-lap stint to the end. The farthest we've seen anyone go is 28. So, not going to happen. But right now, they're only 7 seconds ahead of the fourth-place car, which will resume your race leader. That's Gage Wenzel. These guys pitting will drop them back to close to a lap down. It's going to be over a half a lap plus. And so that's not good for the 34, because I just said the 36 Gage Wenzel, he will become your race leader. So Nolan is desperately hoping to see a yellow flag fly, or else kiss the championship hopes goodbye the next round, which is 2 races, by the way. We're getting to the very end of this thing. October 29th is the last race at Homestead. So after tonight, we have Iowa next week on the 15th. Las Vegas on the 22nd, and then Homestead on the 29th. That's it. So the Iowa and Vegas will set up the Final Four at Homestead. And so just keep that in mind. This is the final month for the racing year for RSR, as they have to regroup and gather up for next year and get the schedule formatted and whatnot. But this is it. The Final 4 races, including tonight, is live now.
Yeah, so everything is on the line. These drivers got to get through tonight, Jeremy. We always call Daytona and Talladega wild card races. And, I mean, it's a huge gamble. I love it when leagues, it falls this way and leagues do it, where it's a super speedway that, determines championship implications. Because, again, it's a wild card. You have no idea what's going to happen. Coming into tonight, I mean, the 34 and Nolan Potter started on the pole, looked great, and then look what happened. Pit road issues and everything else, and now he's currently leading, but still has to come down for his final pit stop of the evening. What's going to happen? Is a caution going to come out, close it back up? Is he going to have another chance? Or could this seal the deal for him, and the 36 at Gage Wenzel takes that final transfer spot? So a lot is riding on tonight, and still so many unknowns, Jeremy, because we know that a Boomer Button Box caution can rear its face at any point in time.
It certainly can, unless you wreck below the yellow line, which you've already seen that on the second round of pit stops. So, seeing a little 2Y2 action here. We've seen this once before with the 71 and the 34. 2 cars tangling their way all the way up from the back to the front. Bob Fitzpatrick, Nick Alford, these two are trying it right now. Remember, once more, this is your race leading pack once the top 3 make their pit stops.
No, this is the next pack back, led by Adam Boughton, so this is 10th place on back.
You know what? You're right. I saw the 43 and I thought Gage Wenzel, so I appreciate you correcting me. See, I am broken. I get to use my... Oh, here we go, 34, Nolan Potter. Calling it this time. 8 laps to go, coming to 7 to go. 34, 23-19. Coming down pit road. this time by, going to give the lead to Dalton Wicker, it looks like, once they pass him here on the front stretch.
Yeah, hoping for a much cleaner pit entry this time. Locks it up, does the 34. Might have been a little hot, but might have been inside that threshold that
He's
is
good.
allowed. So, you say he is good? So
He's
that's
good.
good. There you go. So that means Dalton Wicker to the top spot right now, getting help from the 80 of Jonathan Cogswell. And Jeremy, anything can happen. 7 laps to go. This is your lead pack right now. And it goes all the way back to what looks like, because Corey Denk is off the lead lap, off the lead lap. So it looks like Strogeny is gonna be the last person for position. Brandon Gagnon, Corey Denk, and Fitzpatrick Sr. are a lap down. They are racing their own race for Lucky Dog right now. That's why you see Denk going to the outside of Gagnon, trying to get some momentum moving. But the next group here, that's led by Nick Alfred and Fitzpatrick Jr. They are trying to close up, Jeremy, and I'm thinking that I don't know if they're going to have enough time. I really don't. I mean, that's a lot of space to make up, and we've seen how long it took this second pack to catch that lead pack before. It took almost an entire fuel run for pit cycles to catch up.
And just take a note there, the 98's leading. Remember, him and car behind him, literally, Bob Fitzpatrick. These guys went to the outside, passed 6 cars by themselves, and resumed now in front of this pack. So that second groove, that Tango system, clear as day, is strong, and they are catching this main pack. They will be here, but do they have enough time? 4 or 5 laps to go at the line here. And so they have, I think they're really close to us into having that residual draft. I think they will get there.
Oh, yeah.
And when they do, they're going straight to the top. We're going to see 2 and 3 wide. It's going to be a crazy end of this race. It is calm right now, but you better believe it when they get here, which actually it's going to be in the lap. Look at the speed difference. You see the run. Ooh, Bob almost pulled a Brad Keselowski there. Don't do that.
Well,
to
it's
Nick
and
there.
he's trying to time it, Jeremy. The draft package on this car, if you pull your nose out, you close in and break that draft bubble on the car in front of you. So he's trying to do that to maximize it, and it's a very tricky thing to try, but he's been executing it very well. And you see that momentum now. Here we go. We're going to go 2 by 2, like 6, 7 deep. These guys got the momentum. Strogeny jumps up to try to break it. Multiple cars going up. Are we going to go third lane? As they drift up third lane, that's going to kill the momentum there. Strogeny jumped up and Campbell jumped up. Now everything's broken apart, Jeremy. This is when it's going to get exciting.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be hard to cut in front of the 98 because of the momentum, and they did it without causing a wreck. That was etch-a-sketch for just a minute. We're staying green flag racing here, 3.5 laps to go. All scattered out here, 2 by 2 for 3rd through 7th. 3 wide here, Gino Mayer in the middle. This is for about 12th place on your screen as he continues to fall back a little bit. Gage Winslow drops behind the 80 here, Cogswell. On the front stretch, Nathan Campbell, who jumped out to the top. He's going to go following the 14 still. Here comes now the 17 of Wicker on the lead. He's going to move to the top. 14 going 3 wide underneath Nathan Campbell.
Yeah, 14 going down. Wicker's going to drop down to that second lane. You got Wenzel and you got Alfred leading that bottom lane. Big push from Hodge to Fitzpatrick Jr. And that's going to propel that inside lane further forward. Right now, inside lane's got all the momentum, but that top side's starting to build some momentum. Dalton Wicker with help from Nathan Campbell on the top side, but 3-car breakaway up front. Gage Wenzel. You got Nick Alfred and Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. breaking away on that inside lane.
Oh, 4 wide. 83 again, not for the lead lap here, but he is racing hard with these guys, beating and banging the doors on the front straightaway. At the line, 5+ miles remain. 2 laps for the Nurtures 225. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, Dustin, right now. Gage Wenzel has the lead this time by. He's going to control now the top with Bob Fitzpatrick.
What
and
a
the 3.
shot!
Big shot. And there it is. A little breakaway here momentarily.
That was a well-placed shot. I mean, that just That completely rattled every nut and bolt.
Oh.
And here we got a caution. First caution of the night presented by Boomer Button Box, Jeremy. And wow, this is going to shake some things up.
Gino Mero is the one who gets deleted in the pack here. The car kind of looks okay, but he's facing backwards through turn 4. Just like that, we're going overtime racing. So it's not the Nerditudes 225, it's now the Nerditudes 230. As we're going to figure out here what happened. There's the
He
poster
blinked
act.
out. He blinked out.
He did. And
So-
that's going to cause it. He
Yeah.
was there, and then he wasn't, and then he was backwards. So
Yeah,
we have no idea what happened.
Nope, because when we get live feedback again, he was already backwards against the wall. So unfortunately, the only thing we can do, Jeremy, is let's try to go back and see if we can't get on board with one of the drivers that was around. So we're gonna
Well,
try.
Michael, actually, I'm take that back. He was right in front of the 94 of Adam Boughton, and then he was
94
gone.
Boughton. We're
So
gonna
we're gonna go 94 Boughton.
Boughton looking there, and then you see the 71 there. Let's see what happens. So everything's looking good right now. He's gone, nothing. Don't know what's going on. Everybody's staying in it, and it's already happening back behind. So yeah, that was that's internet issues at its finest. Not what you want to see, but he was there. Don't know what happened on his end, but it caused him to be facing the wrong direction, Jeremy.
Yeah, just trying to see. There's a car in particular that had a little scare when he came back. Go on the Oakley visor camera of Corey Denk in the 7. Talk about a brown chili moment here to recoil up Doyle Lawrence, who has not been with us the past few weeks on the chats. Corey Denk's Oakley visor camera. Crazy view here. How internet can be frightening or not.
Oh my! Holy moly! If you
Car not
blink, you
there,
miss
car
it.
there.
If you blink, you miss it. We're gonna go slow-mo. Nothing. And like I said, it's just gonna appear out of nowhere. And I have to get right there. Whoop! Jeez! Out of nowhere. And I mean, just to stay just stone cold solid when you see a car just blip that quick and facing the wrong direction, man. Good job by those drivers.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dalton Wicker, and he appeared directly to his side. He didn't see it in person, but Corey Dank, whew, just there's no car space there, and all of a sudden there's a car through somebody else's car. It's internet racing at its finest. Something you cannot simulate from the real world because it doesn't happen that way. We've proven time and time again that two physical matters can occupy the same space at the same time. Just not a thing. And just like that, Dustin, we had 84 laps green flag racing. We almost did it. We almost went green to checkered without a caution. And a quarter of a lap left before the white flag all of a sudden sends it into overtime. We're going to rack them and stack them. The biggest beneficiary to this has to be the 34 of Nolan Potter, who is tracking Gage Wenzel. He is now going to be in the main pack. Can he gain up all those spots and get to the 36 who's currently leading the race?
It's going to be a tough call with the green-white checkered. And like you said, it's Jeremy, I'm going to sit here and put this. This does not fall on any of the drivers whatsoever. I feel that if Gino Mero's internet did not blip the way that it did, this thing went flag to flag caution free without any issues. That was entirely an internet blip issue that caused that. And when he came back, it was there. So, and with the iRacing steward seeing a car backwards with the rest of them, the second that his car, I guess, re-solidified and appeared back on track, that's when they threw it. If that didn't happen, Jeremy, 110%, I feel these drivers were going flag to flag for the Nerditudes 225.
Yeah, so close. Will we see another one? You literally said in the middle of the race, these Boomer Button Boxes cautions just can happen at any moment in time. And it's true, especially at these super speedway style races. We're in a half a lap left. Well, actually 2/3 of a lap because, front stretch is almost in turn one here. And then we're going to see Gage Wenzel lead. He's going to choose the outside lane. What a call here to help the outside lane. Alexander Hodge. Oh, sorry. Jonathan Cogswell in second place on the outside, who's been a big help to Gage. That's probably why he made the call. The 80 and the 36 have been toe and toe for the past, 10 plus laps, 15 maybe, something like that. So I guess it's kind of a no surprise, but it's all the marbles, man. You're at the top at a super speedway. You don't get the benefit of being on the top here. I'm not.
Well, draft help. It's who you're comfortable running with, like you said. Wenzel and Cogswell have been running very well together. This is going to be a good battle of friends there, because we know that Alexander Hodge has been working very well with Fitzpatrick Jr.'s, this entire race. They led that pack in, close that gap there before the second green flag pit stop. So, Jeremy, it's going to get exciting.
Exciting? That's the understatement right now. I think this thing gonna get crazy. They're already touching doors here. 36, roughing up the 3. Coming to the start-finish line here. 2 laps to go once again. And he gets the jump, and he's going to leave Jonathan at the top. Strength in numbers here. Cogswell, all by himself for a moment here as the 94 is going to cut up to him. 34 already going 3 wide. He goes to the bottom now. He's trying to get every position he can, knowing that Gage Wenzel has this thing locked down at the moment. 3 wide in the back. It's going to get crazy here as we get to the white flag.
Yeah, Kevin Ruff uptown right now got left out by Zach Schrintenthal. They're 3 wide, battling it. Oh, teammate on teammate violence. That was Harold Watkins making contact with Zach Schrintenthal. Another Boomer button box caution just before they crossed the line for the white flag.
The same exact spot on the track where Gino Mero was wrecked with his internet connection just a few laps prior. And you said it, friendly fire was turned on between the 2 and the 23. You don't push the pusher, but do you push the pusher that's pushing the pusher that's pushing I don't. You see the moment of light there. There's no one in front of the 2 at the moment as the 77 drifts up, but then it's just bad bump.
Oh,
actually, you know what? It wasn't the bump. It was the left rear.
It was the left rear. So what happened was the 23 of Watkins came up and made contact, made a clean bump. It was a solid bump initially, and then drove down the track, and it was the drive down and then the back up where his right front caught Schrittenthal's left rear right there, and that's all it did. Turned it right on top of Zach Simpson. Zach had nowhere to go on that one, and then Zach right back up into Watkins. Woo! Kevin Ruff just barely cleared that chaos that ensued.
Dustin combining the names of Zach Schrenthal and Jack Simpson. We have Zach Simpson out here in the 24.
There you go. See, I am really good at that. Really good at just combining stuff and making my own sim racers out here on the track. So, you know what? Have fun with it.
29th entry into the Nerditudes 225, Mr. Zach Simpson.
I love it.
In the number 224.
Love it. But Jeremy, this is going to...
Wait, hold on. We're missing something. Gage Wenzel on pit road. A lot of drivers on pit road.
It might have been close. It might have been close, Jeremy. They were some of the first ones coming down. They might not have been expecting 2 overtimes going on, so they might not have been able to make it. So that's going to put Nolan Potter in P7. Gage Wenzel is going to be slotted in 12th. Jeremy, this is going to get close for that transfer spot for points.
I'm kind of curious. So right now, there's only 2 green-white checkers. This is the final one. The next flag to end this race will be a yellow flag or a checkered flag. That is it. The last time Gage Wenzel on the 36 came down pit road was on lap a very nice 69. Right now they're on 89. That's only 20 laps. The maximum that they're going to run is another lap and a half of caution and then 2 laps of green. That's still under the 26, 27 lap count Do you think they try to shortcut the fuel? They're thinking, okay, if there's going to be no caution, maybe I'd take less than full. That'd be the only reason why this makes sense.
Yeah, and that very well could have been. They could have done math calculation, and with the way that it was looking like it was going to go flag to flag. So the calculations would have been off. Usually, you try to give yourself a little bit of play on there, and they might have for one green, white checkered, but maybe not for two. Plus, one thing you got to remember is Gage Wenzel's been out front leading, so his motor has been burning more fuel as well. A number of those drivers that did come in and pit, they had been leading a top line or a bottom line. And had been flip-flopping. And like you said, it could have been a little bit of that play. Instead of filling that fuel cell up with simulated Sunoco race fuel, they might have tried to undercut it to give themselves just enough to save a little time on pit road. So there's a lot of strategies and a lot of things that could have come into play on this one here that's really shaking up these standings right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, a little commentary on the YouTube side talking about blinking and warping in general. Leagues sometimes have a rule in place, and looks like Ricky Bobby 89 is saying just that kind of blinking needs to maybe be parked next time. There was a lot of it, and it was sporadic for the 71. So that's what set off this entire stretch of caution flag laps to end this thing, or else this thing would have been done. Post-race interviews would probably be over at this point, but now we're on the second overtime of two of two. We got the one to go signal this time. It looks like the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick's going to take the bottom. Alexander Hodge on the top. That's your first row.
You know who's loving these cautions, though, Jeremy?
Talk to me, Goose.
Boomer Button Box. Because up to this point had not had anything. And now we've seen Boomer Button Box twice. So if you're going to look at any one positive out of a caution that would have otherwise been a caution-free race, that's about the only one. But I do agree when it comes to situations like that with connection. And these are things that we don't have control over at times. So it's hit or miss. I mean, these are the things that real-life drivers and real-life sanctioning race series, they don't have to deal with, is stuff like this. So it's a different beast when it comes to that, Jeremy. But we got a whole nother beast to worry about now. I mean, we got this beast of a race to finish, but we also have standings, championship implications. Nolan Potter currently residing in that 7th, and then you've got Gage Wenzel that is just the next row back right now in well, it says 11th, but he's on the outside row, so I'm going to say 12th on that one. So this is going to be close. This is going to be very, very close.
Quick shout out to Boomer Button Box too, by the way. We talk about them on the caution flag, but we don't know what that product looks like. So, quick sponsor plug before we go back to green flag. Boomer Button Boxes has a customized box just for you. You order, has multiple different button styles, layouts, customized colors, metal, plastic, you name it, you got it. It really helps you out. Basically puts the dashboard on your fingertips, on your desk, completes the sim rig. That's boomerbuttonboxes.com. Pace car is down. We're going green flag for the final time, Dustin. 2 laps remain. We're going to settle this thing in just over 5 miles left. Now it's a line, the 3 and the 11, dead tie at the line. The 11 does not have the draft, does not have the preferred groove. He's going to get swallowed up. Oh, we got a wreck already in the back. Is there a caution? Oh, it's Richie Coy.
And they
Jonathan
save it.
Cogswell.
They save
We
it.
stay green. We're 3 wide up in the top 10. We're 4
Four
wide,
wide.
Dustin. We're 3 wide now. We're scattering. Race leaders 3 wide, 2 wide, 4 wide once more.
Yeah, so much action going on. I'm trying to find the best camera angle to sit here and show the viewers out there.
There's
3
not
wide
one.
right now, 3 wide up top, so we're 3 wide, 2 deep. That top line, it's got the momentum, led by Fitzpatrick Jr. right now. And here we go, 3 lines of racing coming back to the line. White flag this time by. We will see a checkered flag. No more cautions. Elevated Esports Racing, 1 to go. Jeremy Fitzpatrick Jr. on the inside, but Dalton Wicker takes that lead on that middle line.
The 36-34 virtual tie right now through 1 and 2 as the leader 17 leading the charge over the 14 and the 7. 4-car breakaway at the race lead. There's a wreck in the back. There's more wrecking. Across the nose of the 34, Nolan Potter, he slows down. Gage Wenzel goes for a big block over Ryan Bean,
Yo!
crosses back over, still no wreck. I don't know how they didn't wreck right there. Here we go through turn 4 for the final time at Talladega. Tragedy trying to block the line 4 wide once more into the wall. No more gauge. Oh no, where's the 34? Where's the race? There it is. Nolan Potter passes. Chaos.
Oh, Mel, my
No,
goodness,
why?
what a finish. Stealth Motorsports on that, and Nolan Potter finishes 3rd. He is going to get that last transfer spot. Nathan Campbell's going to take the win. Zach Schrintenthal 2nd. Nolan Potter 3rd. That is your podium. Jeremy, we got to go back and take a look at everything that just happened. So this might be a little bit of a longer wait, but one, we have to go back and take a look at this finish. This was just completely crazy of a finish here. I don't know what happened on this one here. So Zach going down for a block on that one there. But it is looking to be right there. And we're actually going to... Ooh, maybe not. Ain't gonna happen.
Well, it's only 2 cars, Dustin. I just looked at Ryan Bean is 2 laps down. He's not part of this finish.
He's not even part of that then.
He's not. He just put his nose out there racing like he was for the position, but nope. He was just having some fun out there in the 28. 2 laps down.
And there's your race finish right there.
There it is. And the 45 was forced by Schrintenthal with the block. So that is perfectly legal for the 45 to be down there. He was pushed. It was not an option for the 45. That will remain clear. And also to notate, the 45, Dustin, at pit entrance, he was 12th place. He gained 11 spots between the entrance of the tri-oval and the start-finish line.
Unbelievable.
Crazy, right?
And this is this is what ensued afterwards. They're coming to the checkered flag. This was the chaos, and this is ultimately what cost the 36. You see the 36. He's the red car there, just above Brock Potter. Is there coming up? Oh, it was wall contact there by Wicker, and then it got Strogeny in there. Strogeny cut back down. That's what collected. It looked like Alexander Hodge is involved in that one as well. Or no, that was Michael Carter got in that one there. You see Nick Alfred cut through out of nowhere. Man, look at Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. cutting through, but I think he's actually going to get collected. You see Adam Boughton cutting through. Man, there was a lot going on right there that, that changed the whole outlook of everything there. We're going to go on board with the 98. I know this is going to be a little bit longer, but man, there was a lot to cover, Jeremy, in this entire thing.
Yeah, there's so much chaos. 4 wide, 3 wide, lappers involved in this thing, passing below the yellow line, getting hooked. There was multiple times where the race leader, look, the 7 gets hooked as the leader. He came down, and the very next moment, the 17, his teammate, does the same thing. With no room to spare, just desperate attempt, both tiny toes getting stubbed in the tri-oval. Slows down Nick Alfred. Brandon Gainey trying everything to push the 98. Just turns them right there as well as they just continue to get collected. And you see the smoke trail all over the tri-oval here.
Oh, yeah. Just an unfortunate turn of events, and that's actually not even... it started further back than that.
Zabmoto on the chat saying, great win, Campbell. I'll have some soup for you tonight. Not sure what the soup reference is for, but
Campbell soup. You don't know Campbell soup? Come on, Jeremy. Fail.
I told you
I got you, Zab. I got you. Fail.
All right, I am retiring, guys. I wish you the best of luck in your futures. No, but here's some more wrecking. Yeah, there was I saw Robert Fitzpatrick. He had no hood on the back straightaway on the final lap.
Yeah, this was down the back straightaway on the final lap. Coming to turn 3 here as they're going in. Or this was coming off of turn 2, going down the back straightaway. You're going to see this was, again, 3 wide, almost 4 wide there for a moment. And it was 4 wide. That's actually what caused it. You see the 34 Nolan Potter. Man, that was just a Nolan Potter sandwich. Spear on the top side, Hodge on the bottom side. And that's what ended up kind of getting some of these drivers. That's what happened to Aaron Spear. Spear went around on that one there. And Alexander Hodge got pulled in on that one. And somehow Alexander Hodge, even after all this happened, still crossed the line in P5. And we'll go over those final results here in a moment.
Yeah, the 34 Nolan Potter was a part of that. I thought for sure he was done, but then he wasn't because Gage was involved in the next wreck. So that settled that one there. As you're looking 99-34 here, you're going to see the wreck. 14 drives up into the race leaders, turns himself across the field, ends that night. 34 going way up high to avoid all the chaos.
Wow, what a drive. He cold trickled that thing. What a drive. What a drive. Oh, Jeremy. Wow. Lot happening here on the final laps of the Nerditudes 225. But why don't you take us over our unofficial results for the evening?
Probably some unofficial results happening here because there might be some flipping and flopping. We'll have to find out as the week progresses. But here you are. Nathan Campbell, Zach Strengthenall, Nolan Potter. Ryan's already put up the broomsticks. Stealth Motorsports 1, 2, 3. Fourth place, Michael Carter. Fifth, Alexander Hodge. Sixth, Gino Mero. Bob Fitzpatrick in seventh. Adam Boughton in eighth. After leading the most laps, I think, tonight. Nick Alford in ninth. Gage Wenzel ends up in 10th. 11th, Kevin Ruff. 12th, Jonathan Cogswell. 13th place is Richie Coy. Christopher James in 14th. 15th is Harold Watkins. Dalton Wicker in 16th. Brock Potter 17th. Aaron Spear finishes 18th. 19th place. The last car in the lead lap is Travis Strogeny in the 14. Everybody else 1 lap down or more. That's Brandon Gagnon, Tony Ludi, Timothy Watson, Corey Denk, Ryan Bean, the 24th place car to break out the broomsticks. That's kind of fun. Robert Fitzpatrick in 26th. Jack Simpson 27th. And race control, Mr. Sheffield technically started with a qualifying time, ran 10 laps, parked it. He finishes 28th. And we're going to kick it a full screen commercial. We got 2 of our top 3 already ready to go. We'll be right back in just a message or 2. It is time for the Martin Sports post-race show, and we got our top 3 gathered up. First one on the list, as Dustin kept the graphic up on the camera. Look at that. Nolan Potter in the 34. Nolan, crazy race. Somehow you finished 3rd, and I do believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I've been calling it all race, so I really need your validation here. Did this move you to the round of 8?
I don't know.
Okay, next
I don't know how this
question.
works. I think we're going just it's points the final 6 races, and then you just move like we're just doing it like the old chase style where you um just earn points, and whoever at the
Okay.
end at the final 6 or whatever. So, but
What?
not totally sure. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
I put the spotlight.
We built that up big
I
time then.
Yeah, I manufactured you versus Gage, and you guys were racing like you were battling each other. You really were at the very end there, the whole race really. And so I just kind of focused on that
Oh, okay.
because you had a 1 point separation. It was fun to watch. It made it more entertaining when we had a little multiple races we were connecting. So,
Yeah.
um,
It was a little bad. Team stealth. We always end up wrecking each other or something, getting in the pits at these super speedways, trying to work together, and we did it again tonight. So yeah, we ended up recovering a little bit there, but yeah, it was a good race. So
did you lose hope on that backstretch on the final lap when you Alexander Hodge came across your nose? You're in a 4 wide sandwich, 3 cars, and then one way up top. So it was like
yeah,
a 3 wide sandwich. Did you lose hope when that happened because your car lost a good amount of speed?
yeah, I don't know. I just kind of kept my foot in it at that point. Yeah, I just created a sandwich there. Me and this, I think 77 and Hodge got into it, and I mean Hodge got out of it better than the 77 did. Feel bad for that, but yeah, thought I was done, and then I just kind of got behind a guy and started gaining, and then they all wrecked. I was like, all right, put it on the wall and go. But yeah, it was a good run there at the end. So
You know, it was very good stuff there. At the end of the day, your team sweeps the top three after, I think, 7 cars led the last lap. It was just complete chaos. So, um, congrats, man. Top three finish. Excellent job there. Some great points going into the final 3 races of the 2024 season. Any final shout outs before we let you go?
thanks to you guys as always, doing a great job, and shout out to everyone down south. Hope they stay safe. So,
Including myself. I am in the eye of the storm path. So,
well, stay safe tonight.
I'll try my best this week. I should be back, no problem, next Tuesday.
All right, man. Well, stay safe. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. All right, that was Nolan Potter in the 34. We're going to move it on to the number 2 in P2, Zach Strenthanon. Zach, welcome to second place.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
It's a
com-
yeah.
chaos, man. There was just so
Oh,
much stuff. So much at the very final. Like, you ran 84 of 85 laps caution free, and then internet lag from one car takes it to 2 overtimes. You flip flopped a ton of spots. You even spun out at one point. How did you make it to second place?
I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest. I, me and Brock, like obviously our stealth just had a scuffle on pit road, a little miscommunication, and spread us out a good bit. So me and Brock somehow got linked up, and we were just clicking laps off, just trying to make it. And we were about to just kind of coast the rest of the way until that caution got up there, and just a lot of ups and downs in that one, and I still don't know how we ended up 1, 2, 3 as far as stealth goes.
I got a question. What is with the Stealth Motorsports teammate on teammate violence? You got the pit road incident, the Harold Watkins incident with you that you went for a ride. You guys just
Yeah.
look like you struggled and somehow still came out on top.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever come to an agreement on what happened on the pit road, which is fine. It all worked out in the end, but uh, and then I don't fault Harold for what happened at all. I mean, we were going for it there, and I think just kind of that accordion, like he got hit from the behind, and just nothing he could really do. So yeah, I don't really fault Harold too that much. That just kind of comes with how aggressive we were running. Um, but yeah, ultimately it all worked out, and it's crazy because usually when we run here, we have a pretty solid plan that going in, and it always gets wrecked at some point, which it did tonight. And this is probably one of the first times that I feel like it's worked out for us in a while at a super speedway.
And Dustin, it was a great question. I know when we first started calling RSR, Ryan B. Nathan Campbell always just said like, there's just no rule. You just do it. You just go for the win. Doesn't matter. And tonight especially, friendly fire was turned on. That switch needs to be turned off
Yeah,
for
yeah.
your guys' sake.
I think that's what Bean told right before we got pulled up. That's what Bean said. He's like, look what happens when we just do our own thing, and yeah, maybe that has to be our strategy moving forward for those types of races.
Leaving the switch on, he says.
Yeah.
That's the word from Zach. So, man, before we let you go, final thoughts tonight. Any shout outs?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to you guys and team. We had a little. I mean, it was pretty heated under the collar uh, throughout the middle of that race, but yeah, we'll play some video games here later, and then just shout out to I mean, obviously everybody in North Carolina and Georgia and Florida and all that. Hopefully they stay safe tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah, that Thursday is going to be quite the storm there. It's not going to be, Florida's more built for this kind of thing, right? Not
Yeah,
North Carolina. So
I mean,
we'll,
are you guys supposed to get who lives in Daytona or near
I'm in
Daytona?
the eye of the storm, basically, just south of Daytona.
Oh
So
wow, you staying there?
I'm staying.
All
I'm
right,
staying. It's going to
baby.
be a cat too when it hits me. So
Okay.
we won't be
He's
okay.
a trooper. He's a trooper,
We're going to
man.
be okay.
All right. Well, good luck to you, man. Stay safe.
Yes, sir. Will do. You have a good rest tonight, and I'll
All right.
definitely be talking to you next Tuesday. I think
Yep.
we're not going anywhere.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
man. Yes, sir. That was number 2, Zach Strenthal, and then the man of the hour, Nathan. What's up, man?
What is going on, guys?
Another casual victory lane conversation with the 45. Do you realize that you were 12th place crossing the pit road line before the checkered flag?
Yes.
And you
Yes, I
realized
did.
you won, right?
Dude, I don't know how. I was not expecting it at all. I wish you guys would have pulled me in as soon as I crossed the finish line because we were all screaming in the general chat, or not in the general, but in our team chat. Dude, that was a lot of fun. That was probably the most fun I've had on a super speedway in a long time. I think because of the finish. The rest of it was all right, a little boring there for a little while, but man, that was an absolute riot.
I mean, half a lap after you're on your cooldown lap, then you keyed up the radio, and then iRacing, I heard you say "woo," so like you
Yeah.
were cheering it on,
Oh,
even
we were
on the
laughing. That was incredible.
So Zach Strenthal said they're going to keep the friendly fire switch turned on for your team, multiple wrecks just involving your team alone,
I know.
and then on top of that, you still come out and you sweep the podium. So that's just so insane to me, dude.
It was a great drive by Schratt, great drive by Bean, even though he was 2 laps down. I mean, it's a shame that he sped on pit road. But yeah, the Zach was even further back than me at the start, on that last restart, and he made up a ton of ground with damage, keep in mind. So I guess that is kind of like real life. Damage car wins the race, right? Or gets close to winning, I should say. I can't
Something
remember.
like that, right?
Something like that. I can't
Good
talk.
thing-
I'm still excited.
That's okay. I've made 4 hiccups myself. The blooper reel is going to be amazing when that gets edited.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, there you go.
So you're first in points. Richie Coy, who's in second in points, finishes 13th and 9th. We have 3 races left to settle this thing out for 2024. You're basically there. You're on top. You're doing well. Very comfortable lead. So how do you feel about Iowa, Vegas, and Homestead? I feel like you have a strong chance to pull this one through.
Yeah, I feel good about the next 3. Just stay out of trouble, and that was the plan tonight. Was to just stay out of trouble, and ended up squeaking it out somehow. So I definitely didn't take all the runs that I should have tonight. I was just literally just trying to finish, make sure I didn't get a DNF, and then it just really worked out. So quite the surprise, and definitely a huge bonus with a nice cushion going the next 3 rounds. So hopefully we can pull it off and finish the job.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. 3 weeks to go. Looks like you've got it all but wrapped up. You just need a little consistency through the regular tracks, and that's it. So that being said, any final shout outs, of course, before we let you go?
Yeah, what did Denny say? Just 20 points? 20 points is all he needs? I'm going to do something like that the next 3 weeks. So we'll see where I end up. But yeah, just super ATV as usual. It's a great job. Love my job. And you guys know who to call if you need any side-by-side or ATV parts. Got to thank all the friends and family for tuning in. Got to thank my teammates for the couple. I don't even think I worked with my teammates all night tonight. I was going to thank them for the push, but I don't even know if I was next to them all night.
Oh no, you got a push from Schrittenthal for sure. It just wasn't a push from
Okay.
behind, it was a side push at the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And then they're yelling at me, "Oh, you went below the yellow," and I'm like, "No, I was forced." No, we're always giving each other a hard time, but yeah, just thanks to everybody. Thanks to you guys. It's been an awesome season. So looking forward to finishing it up.
All right, man. Well, good luck the final 3. I'm sure one of those 3 will be talking to you again. So have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch you next Tuesday.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Nathan Campbell in the 45 just set the tone for the championship, Dustin. Came out of Talladega. Best case scenario where the person you're battling in points, second place Richie Coy, finishes 13 spots below you. Well, 12th, really. And that's it. So that was chaotic. Definitely chaotic more so than our Sunday race we covered.
Oh, for sure. And the thing is that the chaos didn't come in until 2 laps to go, and then that just ensued with two green-white checkered finishes or attempts until we actually got the finish there on the second one. And it was just crazy. I mean, it's mind-blowing the amount of spots of drivers, and it wasn't just Schrittenthal or Campbell that made up the crazy amount of positions just from turn 2 to the start-finish line. I mean, there was a number of drivers that did. I mean, we talked about Alexander Hodge, who was involved in that situation with Nolan Potter and Aaron Spear on the backstretch. And I mean, Cole trickled the crap out of that thing, got third, and Alexander Hodge still got a top 5 out of it, even after being slowed way up on that one. So just the amount of positions that a number of these drivers made up in that stretch from turn 4 to the start-finish line was just amazingly crazy. So, I mean, just hats off to those guys that, I mean, they put the loud pedal down and just drove through it. So, overall, though, I mean, up until that 2 laps to go, up until lap 84, I mean, these drivers put on a hell of a show. I mean, to show that they can race, as clean and give space that they did. And it's expected when you come to the end of these plate races like that, Jeremy, that, I mean, the proverbial shit will hit the fan. I mean, it's almost guaranteed every time. So, I mean, that just comes with the territory. But I mean, what these guys put on, they put on a heck of a show.
100%. And shit did hit the fan as it was just scattered all over the front stretch here to close out this Nerditudes 225. And that's it. We're going to close this broadcast out. Scott Martin will take it from here to close out our partners one last time. You guys stay safe, get your nerd on, and we got some broadcasting to do this coming Sunday from the Global Truck Racing League. So we'll see you then. Good night.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com.
when nothing truly matters.